Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Lawliet versus Lin taking place here on Last Refuge. Lawliet spawning as a human player. Excuse me, did I get those mixed up? I think I may have gotten those mixed up. Let me double check that. Lawliet has spawned as the human player. Lin has spawned as the night elf in this 1v1 matchup. Let's go ahead and speed things up, as well this might be a long game and I am rather limited on time. Alright, we're going to be looking at Lawliet spawning as, or the night elf over here on the top right hand side of the map. Lin spawning as the red night elf. Lawliet gonna go over here on the bottom left. Both of these players not using their real names, so I'll most likely just refer to them as human versus night elf, as they both begin with L, and well, that will probably tongue-tie me a little bit more than I would like. Alright, this is patch 1.30, and there still seems to be some stuttering frame issues that I still cannot resolve. It is extremely annoying. Don't quite know what's going on. Hope to have a patch that gets it updated sometime soon, but really there's nothing I can do about it. Archmage picking up a quick circlet of nobility, already up to 500 hit points. We'll get close to level 3, or excuse me, level 2 after clearing out this creep camp. Oh, actually, excuse me, it was just a 333, never mind. Needs a little bit more there. Meanwhile, Keeper of the Grove, which has fallen really into favor as of late with this latest patch. We've seen very, very powerful uses of Tranquility. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Tranquility is one of those abilities that are extremely useful in and out of combat. The fact that it is still useful out of combat causes a lot of problems, because you can't, well, you can't account for that, and then you're trying to force to engage against your opponent. There's a quick detonation right there. Archmage, oh, Keeper of the Grove now going to be making its way over. Perhaps it will try and shut down some of these units. The footmen correctly decide to back off from that Murloc, expecting the Keeper of the Grove to be nearby. Are we going to be getting into an arcane tower? Is that what they're trying to run to? Well, they are trying to run all the way to the back here. The Keeper of the Grove could perhaps get off an entangle, but it's not going to be that effective. The Keeper of the Grove off to the north could try to get some damage onto some of those units here. Keeper of the Grove just dancing in the backfield, but he knows that any damage done, most likely you will end up just having a footman and deny that last single peasant right there. Is it going to get denied? No, he is not. Keeper of the Grove actually gets a little bit of experience, as we are now looking to get into a 4-unit surround. All right, Keeper of the Grove looking to back up again as the damage is getting added up. That poor footman down to 122 hit points. Damage could add up slowly but surely. Is that footman going to be able to get away? No, it is not. Decides to try and engage and ends up dying anyways. Meanwhile, back on the other side, Archmage has shown up to the party, is going to try and put some pressure onto this Keeper of the Grove. Keeper of the Grove, however, is a little bit of a glass cannon, taking more damage than he would like, and is now backing off. Back off to the north here, Ancient of War are training up more Huntresses. We are not yet teching the tier 2, as, well, Huntresses could be a very big staple in this matchup. Lawliet, will he be able to get enough Riflemen? That is the question. More Riflemen are getting added in here, as we also see that one sentry. Poor footman just gonna absolutely just stand there, get taken down. No denial again. So the Keeper of the Grove is inching closer to level 3. That is going to be a problem, as we've talked about in the past, how powerful Tranquility is in and out of combat. I mentioned it in the previous cast. The reason why the Keeper of the Grove's ultimate ability is so useful is, well, as long as it is still being used or on cooldown, you are still getting some value out of it. Rifleman gonna try and fight back across over here. No, not gonna even be able to get off 1 or 2 shots, as the Keeper of the Grove is sitting at 50 mana. And maybe try and do one more, well, entangle if it does get the opportunity. Thank you for the 3 people who have tuned in so far. Yeah, excuse me. All right. Why is it that whenever I do an actual live stream, I start sneezing? He doesn't even need level 3. Yeah, even sitting at level 2, that Keeper of the Grove is able to entangle and do a lot of damage. Let's take a look back across here. I think I'm going to switch colors, actually. That way, yeah, blue is now Night Elf on here, and red is human here. So that makes a little bit more sense. You guys can tell what the colors actually are, and if units are shadow melded, you can spot them on the minimap still. Guzenite? Thank you. Gesundheit. How come I couldn't say that? Anyways, Keeper of the Grove now making its way over. It has 300 or close to 300 mana already. Those Force of Nature is now absorbing a bit of damage. You can take a look. Huntresses are going to be able to finish off this Ogre Magi creep camp. Keeper of the Grove now sitting at level 3. And with level 3, the key important part is that the Keeper of the Grove will be able to shut down Riflemen. We are looking at a Goblin Alchemist as well as the backup support. And this is another reason why the Goblin Alchemist is so powerful. The Healing Spray is such a good ability in and out of combat that, well, you often catch your opponent off guard, and as your opponent is able to recover units much more quickly. Alright, Riflemen being used with focus fire off of that acid bomb. Meanwhile, continuing to fight back here. This could be bad news for that one Huntress right there. Yeah, Rifleman with that very long range. Only 400, doesn't even have the upgraded range. Able to dish out enough damage with the acid bomb and the focus fire to finish off the Huntress there. Alchemist still sitting at level 1. Archmage sitting at level 2. No additional mana being added in just quite yet, as the Keeper of the Grove could try and do some hit and run tactics, or perhaps just try to level up faster. Solo Keeper of the Grove has become a rather popular strategy in this post 1.30 patch, as well. We all know how powerful that invulnerability and that healing can be. Keeper seems to become popular this patch. Saw this sick Keeper of the game. Yep, that might have been my game that you are talking about. Was Lynn an Orc player and Lawliet Night Elf? Yeah, I don't know why all the players are switching up their races, but perhaps they're trying to get a better understanding of the other races, and that's why they are switching things up. Yeah, that's why I also got a little bit confused when you were talking about the races. Lynn being Night Elf and Lawliet being human does change things up a little bit, as the Keeper of the Grove does get to level 4. Keeper of the Grove at level 4. Full-on items. Could be dropping a Sentry Ward here. Sentry Ward probably the least useful item, as there are already Sentinels, as the Tree of Life is going to start entangling this gold mine. Night Elf going to be the first one to set up the expansion, and that does come as a surprise. Oh, poor Rifleman comes out to play at exactly the wrong time and gets shut down. Archmage shows up as well. Rifleman is right here. Is the Keeper of the Grove perhaps going to try and entangle back some more units? There are 5 Riflemen already out on the field, as that Huntress wants to regroup as well. Alright, as long as the economic advantage belongs to the Night Elf, and you can do hit and run tactics on to that other location, well, the Archmage is going to find himself in a very, very tough spot. Let's take a look at this. A little bit of bounce damage already getting underway. Keeper of the Grove could try and get some entangles. There are some Ents now making their way through, and this is an interesting strategy. You actually have a way of walking inside of the base now. Huntresses also going after these farms now, as you can take a look. Feedback damage onto those summons. Trading in expansion for the main base. You are getting a little bit of repair, but the problem is that the Riflemen are not going to be dealing much damage to the fortified armor. Let's take a look at this. A Tree of Life down to 200 some odd hit points. The Wisp should have been brought over earlier to try and do some repairs. Not going to end up happening. Perhaps if they tried to repair while the Scroll of Town Portal went off, they would have been able to save. Alright, let's take a look back over here. Just landing straight up a bunch of amongst a bunch of other units. Keeper of the Grove now going to use that Scroll of Town Portal to get away. Some of those Huntresses need to get closer back. One of them did not get the memo to get away, and it is just going to continue to fight back over here with a bit of problems. New expansion getting rebuilt. If the Wisp had actually tried to repair that Tree of Life, I think it would have stuck around long enough, burning the Scroll of Town Portal before the expansion actually went down, and then Lawliet would have been in a crazy, crazy good position. Now, he no longer has the economic advantage. We are economically equal. Archmage is sitting at level 3. I believe Alchemist is getting close. Oh, nope, already at 3 as well, as we now see the Alchemist picking up some additional items. Back across over here, Keeper of the Grove sitting at 4, wants to get to level 5, should be able to finish off this Ogre Magi creep camp here. Oh, this could be bad. Riflemen are going to be able to catch a couple of units off guard. Scroll of the Beast units are going to be forced to retreat here, as the Huntresses with 1/1 upgrades are now retreating back. Tree of Ages now done. Are we going to go into Tree of Eternity? That is going to be the problem. Crota ignored me. I don't even know what you said. Sorry. I can't always be monitoring the chat while I'm casting a game. So I'm not ignoring you now. All right, expansion may get shut down here once again. Meanwhile, big fight in the center portion. Goblin Zeppelin, it picks up and now on the move once more as the Goblin Alchemist, or well, Huntresses are just trying to get underneath it to perhaps try and slow things up. Is it going to be able to pick up that Priest? I do believe so. Yes, able to pick up the Priest now, as what is going to be that follow-up play? Archmage. Oh, is going to be able to pick off a Huntress. No, it is not. Huntress is already on the move away, as we are going to see that Tree of Life. Well, the time life comes to an end. We are going to be looking at a fight here. Just stopping saying when the stream just started, as we're looking at the Huntress. Well, low hit point Huntress quickly gets taken down, and now we're going to be seeing some bounce damage come across multiple units. All right, Lines not in good spot. Riflemen are focusing down the low hit point Huntress. Is a beautiful Scroll of Healing used to keep all of these units alive again as the Archmage gets up to level 4. Keeper of the Grove now at 5, but without mana, does not have very much. Alchemist now, well, is it going to pick up that last? Nope, it is full. It picks up one unit. There is some more Dispel. Are we going to see that? Well, yes, we are going to see the death of a unit there, and now heading back off to the north. It looks as though this Tree of Life could get taken down for pretty much the second time. Wisp going to come over and try and repair again. There goes a Rifleman. If enough Riflemen get taken out, this could end up costing too much. There are the repairs. Tree of Life at 80 hit points, just on a razor's edge and somehow still alive, as we see, well, the Archmage getting taken down. Archmage getting taken down here. Alchemist is still alive. Very low hit point Rifleman. Not sure, well, who actually came out ahead right there. Dryads. Oh, Rifleman. Gonna go ahead and finish that off. Tranquility now available for the Keeper of the Grove. And Keeper of the Grove getting to level 6 at the 13-minute mark of this game. Well, things are probably going to go from bad to worse. All right, Keeper of the Grove. Is it going to get some extra mana? He loves me. Watch. Hey, Crota. Jay Plasko, yes, I see you. Thank you for stopping on by. 4 viewers only. That's okay. As I'll probably get at least 1,000 views on YouTube, which does support this crazy hobby of mine. All right. Hold on a second. Someone just knocked on my door. All right, I'm back. Apparently someone just sent me a prototype keyboard, so maybe I'll unpack that a little bit later. All right, Huntress is now making their way back down and going to continue to put the pressure. Where is the Rifleman army? And that is a very large Rifleman army coming in from Lawliet. Lawliet should be able to focus all of that down here in just a moment. Riflemen, if you remember, were slightly upgraded in this last patch, making anti-air a little bit more of a viable option. Let's take a look back across over here, though. Keeper of the Grove still wandering around, has maximum mana. Not going to be altogether that helpful, as we are looking at a Tree of Life being built over here at the natural expansion for human. Back off to the north, we see an expansion as well, and this looks more like a moon style of play coming in from Lin, as Lin is just trying to expand all across the map and hoping to win the economic game. Huntresses and Dryads, though, are going to have a very difficult time trying to fight back here, as we are looking at a Ring of Protection +2. Also, remember, Fragmentation Shards are significantly weakened in this match, well, since patch 1.30, so going for pure mortar teams, perhaps not the best option. Back off to the north here. Let's take a look. We are currently still only at Tree of Ages. Yeah, Tree of Ages still across over here, as we are looking at the Archmage and the Alchemist. Are they both going to get to level 5? That is going to be a big boost as well. If the Archmage and the Alchemist can both get to level 5, that is a critical level. Level 5 and level 6, big levels, and having 2 level 5 heroes may be equivalent to having a single level 6. However, that current hero is the Keeper of the Grove with Tranquility, able to just continually fight back here. Huntresses are going to try and back up, and there we go. The units are in full retreat. Back off to the north, though, this creep camp was in fact cleared out. Archmage trying to chase after at 4.5. Alchemist is at 4.5 as well, as it may try to clear out the other difficult creep camp. However, there are Owl Scouts strategically placed all around the map, so his opponent knows exactly where he is. All right, Owl or Sentry Ward off over here as well. Let's see how that follow-up play is going to be. Keeper of the Grove trying to chase, and this is going to actually push the Archmage into a tough spot, trying to perhaps use high ground as well. Archmage is actually splitting some of the Dryads as the Dryads now heading back down. The faster movement speed of the Night Elf army, very helpful. Are we going to perhaps see an Entangle? No Entangle. Not quite sure why, as that would at least force a disenchant from the Priest and drain some of its mana. Dryads are also knocking on the door of the farm here as we're looking at a big fight. All right, a little bit of a split army though. Riflemen coming in from behind. They are out of the fight for a little bit of time, and that could end up becoming a problem as the Huntresses, well, could end up getting taken down. Are we going to perhaps go into Tranquility? 2 low hit point Huntresses able to get away. No proper focus fire as the units are now heading back. Who actually won out on that fight? Not 100% sure. More Ents now making their way in as the Dryads are going to be forced to pull back here. Keeper of the Grove, is it going to be able to use a Tranquility? That is the big question. And if it can get a Tranquility, it should be able to get all of these units into the right spot. All right, Keeper of the Grove should be throwing up a Tranquility here. There it goes, healing up all of that damage. Right now you can see how much damage a second that is recovery as the Keeper of the Grove is still channeling that ability here, replenishing that entire army, half of it which was in the red. Back off to the north. This Tree of Life is trying to get some additional gold. Trading expansion for a main base. Let's take a look. Is this keep and gonna end up getting taken down? A lot of damage is being dealt out. A Huntress now trying to bounce back here. There's the Scroll of Town Portal. No repairs just quite yet. And there is no upgrades here as the Keeper of the Grove is going to be in a little bit of trouble. A little bit of bounce damage. Let's take a look at this. Acid Bomb. No Acid Bomb. Keep now desperately trying to get repaired. Thank you for the cheer as the Keeper of the Grove now going to try and bounce out. Is it going to be able to keep this up though? Yes, the keep will stay as the Goblin Alchemist was able to repair a number of those peasants to keep them alive. All right, did the patch lower Tranquility cooldown? How has it always been like that? I think, I'm not 100% sure. I don't know enough about Tranquility to really be able to say that. Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in. As the Alchemist is still sitting at level 5 and could get caught in a really unorthodox position. Here we go. Are we going to see an Acid Bomb? No, the Riflemen and all those other units are right behind the corner. There you go, Acid Bomb there. A little bit of damage over time as the Keeper of the Grove tries to head back. Keeper of the Grove still has a Scroll of Healing, could keep all of these units alive and well. I think it lasts shorter, but heals the same amount of damage. Yes. So Tranquility, overall, it heals the same amount of damage. It is, I believe, half the amount of time. I think it's an 8-second channel. The first 4 seconds you are invulnerable, so you are going to be guaranteed to heal. Is it 4 seconds? Or is that seems longer than 8 seconds right now. All right, that could have been 8 seconds. Maybe the invulnerability is only 3 seconds as the entire army is here ready to go once again. Has Lin played yet? I want to see Lin. This is Lin. Lin is playing Night Elf right now as we're looking at the Goblin Zeppelin just overhead. All right, Goblin Zeppelin has a whole bunch of Riflemen. The Riflemen up on the high ground, just absolutely picking apart, and this is an absolute nightmare for Lin, who is on the low ground here. Being able to drop down units, pick up, drop off units continually, that is going to be a problem as the Riflemen are just getting dropped down fast, and now the Alchemist gets to level 5. Is it going to be level 3 Acid Bomb or level 3 Healing Spray? That is a big question now. Yeah, Lin is playing Night Elf. And Lawliet is playing human. So yeah, if you're wondering why you're not seeing the most high-level play, both of these players are kind of, or essentially playing their off race as the Archmage now heads back off to the north. Huntresses, Dryad's going to get into position. A little bit of a split army attack again. This is just not boding well. As you can see, Lawliet tries to come back in from the north. Healing Spray going to heal up some of those units. Huntresses are going to get taken down. There goes one, there goes two. A big loss right there as the Riflemen are just continually picked up and dropped. Beautiful Zeppelin micro coming in from Lawliet with all of those Riflemen, and those Riflemen with 2-0 upgrades really dealing out a lot of damage. All right, there's an Acid Bomb onto one poor Huntress as it gets taken down. Archmage is going to be at level 5 now. Yes, it is. Level 3 Brilliance Aura. Interesting. The Archmage went for a higher Brilliance Aura over higher Water Elementals. So we're looking at a level 2 Water Elemental, level 3 Brilliance Aura here. The Archmage and the Priest actually have higher mana than normal at this point, as we're going to be looking at the Huntresses making their way back down again. Another expansion attempt coming in from Lin over here at the 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock position, as the Dryads are just dancing back and forth once more. Those arcane towers, are they going to end up getting shut down? Going straight for the keep, perhaps taking down the tower would actually be a little bit better first, as the Keeper of the Grove still in the back, getting caught up on a rabbit. Back down across here, there is the Scroll of Town Portal. Units are going to head back every which way. Riflemen, however, not close enough to land to finish off a unit. Keeper of the Grove sitting at 425 mana. Supply count 58 compared to 56. Everything pretty even so far, but if the Alchemist and the Archmage get to level 6, these hit and run tactics are just not going to work well. Archmage with that mass teleport will be able to get into position quite easily. Meanwhile, the Keeper of the Grove is dancing around here. Dryads are dancing around back down to the south here. Riflemen would easily win that battle, as we are not going into a castle yet, so no chances of 3-0 upgrades. Tree of Eternity, is it getting moved over? Is that it? Yeah, Tree of Ages now making its way over. It does have upgraded armor. This Tree of Life trying to entangle. This gold mine still has, what, 2.5 minutes of mining left, as the Keeper of the Grove now heads back off to the north. All right, Ring of Protection going to go ahead and be destroyed, as the Keeper of the Grove looking to finish off this creep camp here, pick up some powerful items. And what will end up being dropped? There's the Tranquility, Invulnerability, well, making it so that no more targeting there. Unholy Aura going to be dropped, as the Huntresses and the Keeper of the Grove will be able to move slightly faster. No additional base. Yeah, that's a little bit of the surprise right now. Human player doesn't have an extra base. Another Tree of Life being built to try and expand into this location here, as we are finally looking at Lawliet getting an expo up down here at the 6 o'clock position. Now, Lin has mined significantly more gold, as you can imagine, but doesn't have that much of a lead. That is the reason why the human player, I believe, has gotten more experience. Let's take a look. Well, I can't see the total experience. 2517 over 2700. Let's take a look back down over here. Dryad's going to finish off some easy scout towers, as the peasants are now making their way back once more. This keep, is it even really worth taking down? I don't know. It may just be absorbing a lot of damage. Meanwhile, the Keeper of the Grove losing precious mana, as we see back off to the north here. This Tree of Ages could get taken down. Scroll of Town Portal going to go ahead and teleport back home. All these units, are they going to try and run away? Where are they going to land? Landing straight up on top of all those units. No acid bomb, as a very low hit point Huntress able to get away. Do you still need a base with a level 6 Alchemist? Well, it's always nice to have a base. Level 6 Goblin Alchemist, you can then start using Clarity Potions and Transmute to get gold, but you need to get there first. Let's see, going back off to the north, Tree of Ages, no wisp in this gold mine, so what you see is what you get coming in from Lin. Back down to the south, Dryads rushing in once more. Keeper of the Grove sitting at level 7 now. Unholy Aura, will it perhaps go into Thorns Aura? One Dryad most likely will get finished off. Come on, just one more Love Tap right there. There it goes. Love Tap, the priest able to get in the front of that Dryad as it got taken down. Thank you for the subscription. Always very, very helpful, as the Riflemen are now trying to find their way through again. True Shot Aura on those Riflemen, essentially giving 3-0 upgrades. Are all of these units going to be going next? Unholy Aura, units are still dancing back and forth. Keeper of the Grove is going to be able to win the battle by itself. Acid Bomb straight up onto the Huntresses. That is level 3 Acid Bomb, -5 armor, also taking damage. So all of a sudden, no damage reduction. In fact, taking an additional 6% damage on top of the 50% damage bonus that normally happens, or is it, no, 100% damage bonus because of that unarmored armor type. All right, continuing that fight here. Huntress is now trying to make their way back down. Dryads gonna be making their way over. Yes, these will be uploaded to YouTube, as the units are now trying to do a bit of a retreat. Back off to the north here. Split army strategy. Archmage gonna try and shut this down. Tree of Ages, and this is opportunity for Lin, to try and go after a split army. There's the Tranquility. You are not going to be able to focus down any of these units. That negative armor, not enough still, as the units are now doing a little bit of chasing. Archmage being forced to retreat. The expansion did not get taken down, and a split army strategy by Lawliet may come back to haunt him as well. And they are just being forced to walk all the way back down to try and get back into this fight. Not being all together was a serious amount of damage lost, as the Keeper of the Grove now backs off, knowing that the Archmage is here once more. Archmage with an army of Riflemen. Archmage unable to get to level 6. What is going to happen? What is going on? You need to fight back off to the north here, but so difficult to do so. Our Archmage now continuing the chase back here, as an expansion here by Lawliet. It would actually be a very, very helpful expansion, as it would actually close in the distance between where he wants to be and where his opponent needs to attack. Traversing the map, it has been the main problem and the limit on gold, as there is no more mining from this gold mine. Dryads, Huntresses now making their way around. The fact that the Keeper of the Grove has Unholy Aura allows him to move much more quickly around the map, as we may see a handful of disenchants to finish off all of these units. Are we going to see another disenchant there? No, we are not. They're just going to get taken down by the tower, not allowing for mass teleport. Keeper of the Grove showing up to that front line. Low hit point. Rifleman gets focused down. Is it going to be enough to try and continue the chase, though, as one Huntress does get taken out? Are we going to see another acid bomb perhaps land on that low hit point Huntress, down to 47 hit points? 36. Acid bomb hits another unit there. That, oh, nope, Tranquility in time to save those two very low hit point Huntresses. Human really needs some slows. I don't know about that. Dryads already have abolished magic. Perhaps even Blizzard could be of use and helpful, since the Dryads, well, the Dryads would already be using abolished magic to try and take down some units here. All right, another expansion attempt coming into play. You can see this Tree of Ages taking a lot of damage, and is the problem, since mortar teams and their fragmentation sharps are no longer stronger. May I correct you? Lawliet, Lawliet? I don't know. Lawliet? Okay, maybe. As the Squirrel Town Portal now heading back down to the south. Oh yeah, here you go. Riflemen trying to focus down some more units. Squirrel of Town Portal actually extremely useful there, as we may see another acid bomb go down. No, not quite yet, as we are looking at the, well, a single water elemental able to stop an expansion from getting constructed. Alchemist still making its way back over, still not high enough for Transmute. Archmage and the Alchemist, they probably wish they could share just a little bit of experience. A level 6 Archmage, a level 6 Alchemist would greatly turn the tide of these battles. Moon playing with switch left and right hands versus Todd. Just listen to they say Lawliet. All right, back down to the south here. Alchemist and Archmage are here ready to go. Lawli. The T is not pronounced in T. Lawli. All right, I'll try to follow that a little bit later. Dryads coming back across. We are still looking at one base currently being mined. A Rifleman dropping down, trying to focus down some of those units. The Dryads do not want to stick around in that fight. This could be another split-pronged attack again. Not having mortar teams, the main issue, as the Tree of Ages is just able to take all of that poke damage from the Rifleman without having to really worry. Huntress is now coming back over, going to go ahead and try and take down this keep. Let's see more and more of this army now making its way here, as this expansion could end up getting lost. Who has the better army? That is the bigger question. Perhaps a couple of quick detonates will remove some precious mana, as there is that Squirrel of Town Portal right there, teleporting back away, trapping all of these units. This is a horrible spot to be. There goes one. Why even go after the keep? No mining. There is no strategic value there at all. Archmage now getting to level 6, and I believe, and Alchemist at level 6. That is going to give a huge advantage all of a sudden to Lawliet. Lao chasing after those units. Chasing after those units once again. All right, Keeper of the Grove trying to head back. Huntresses now trying to head back over here to the left. That keep was really not worth saving or worth taking down. There is no strategic advantage. There was no gold. That was such a horrible decision making right there to try and just take that down. Ended up losing a lot of units to take down a strategic or a strategically irrelevant building. All right, coming back down to the south here, Keeper of the Grove gonna try and fight back against this army. The army is just far too large. Even though it's only 44 supply, I believe all of the workers have pretty much been taken out. There is a Keeper of the Grove in Tangle as the units are now coming back across here. Rifleman gonna be able to get back. Archmage with mass teleport going to Lee, as in posing, as in opposite. Lawliet, Lawliet, I don't know. Lawliet. All right. Archmage now going back off to the north. Wow, getting distracted here. Archmage now cutting back over. You see another expansion attempt coming in, and perhaps he's just trying to turn this into a base race. Keeper of the Grove. There are enough force of natures to perhaps try and take down some of these buildings. There are far more buildings, but a mass teleport going to come in once again, and this is the problem. The Alchemist can perhaps just constantly take down units, and the high mobility. Lawliet. All right, another mass teleport coming back over. Archmage with that fast teleport ready to come back in, able to take down a handful of those Ents, or those force of natures, those Trents again. And this is the problem. Even if it is down to a base race, the Archmage, who is sitting with level 3 Lawliet, with an Lawliet.
Our warriors having.
All right, back off to Lawliet, or Lawliet, Law instead of Law. See, trying to pronounce names when it's like, yeah. All right. Anyways, Idra for Idra. All right, there you go. There is the GG. The last 3 minutes of that game was me just trying to explain. Or how to properly say the names. Anyways, a resource score being very interesting. A significant amount of more gold being mined by the Night Elf player Lin here, but unable to capitalize on the victory. And a lot of that just had to do with inefficient trades. Mortar teams not part of the human arsenal. Also made it very difficult for the human player to try and take down that one Tree of Ages. Perhaps mortar teams need to be reincorporated. I know they did it. They were significantly nerfed in the latest patch, but it is a common problem for human players trying to take down, or undead players trying to take down buildings in 1.29 when it was just mainly destroyers and crypt fiends. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.